Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining the session today. This is our last webinar for 2016 and it's on improving customer experience with multi-channel marketing. So our webinar speaker today is Vivek Srivastava. It's also his birthday today, so happy birthday Vivek.
Thanks Shivani, thank you.
Yeah, so glad to have you with us today. And so he is the co-founder of Upturn Private Limited, which is a digital marketing agency. And he has over half a decade of experience in inbound marketing with expertise in data-driven marketing, lead generation, marketing automation, you name it. It's all there. And he has also worked with several Fortune 500 companies across the globe. So thank you so much for joining us, Vivek, especially on your birthday. The floor is all yours. Please go ahead now.
Thanks Shivani, thank you for the lovely introduction. Good afternoon everybody, good morning to all people who are joining us from different part of the country. It's a great day for me being a birthday and then being a speaker, and that day is the first time I'm doing a webinar. I'll be very, very upfront. I have not done a webinar from my side yet. This is the first webinar and this is the last webinar of Leadsquared for this year. We're anyways hoping the new year to be successful, all of us. I'll begin with my introduction. My name is Vivek Srivastava. I basically belong from the northern part of the country, and right now I'm working with Upturn as a co-founder. Upturn is something which we started in 2015, sorry, 1 year back. We are into digital marketing, wherein we help our customers with their marketing requirements. So I'll just briefly explain about ourselves. We are an inbound marketing agency. We help companies with their customer experience and help them to implement lead generation campaigns. So when I say that customer experience and lead generation campaign, it's all about customer if we talk about any business. So for a business, it's all the journey start when we get to interact with our first lead till the conversion happens and that customer becomes our advocate. So the journey and the experience has always been the most important thing throughout the life cycle of a customer. Now, as customer experience can be said as and divided as in two ways we put as. It can be as in pre-nurturing or pre-conversion and as well as the post-conversion when customer is onboarded. So I'll not basically segregate it on that basis, but I'll always keep that thing in mind because every business has its own way of looking at customers and its own way of targeting them. So yeah, we help companies with their customized lead generation campaigns where we help them with their design, their data, their content and technology. Now, these are the four basic important pillars which we think as an important thing for any organization, because your design, your content is the primary thing which any customer experience at first. When we talk about the life cycle, the first thing what a customer sees is your presence. How are you positioning it? How is the representation of the company is done? So that is what we are into. That's our core business forte. We'll jump back to our main topic. This topic is really very exciting to me, and when I see it as for all of us who are here or who get into business, our primary focus is to generate more quality leads, get them conversion, and make sure that we have a good relationship with our customer throughout their life channel. So it's a very, very important topic which I think we should be discussed about. Customer don't follow any predetermined journey. That is very, very normal experience which we have seen it. Even though how wonderful website it is, how wonderful mobile app you have created, or how wonderful let's say an event or anything, the customer choose themselves their own journey, their own way of looking at things. So we don't have a control over it. We cannot restrict customer in their journey. You can monitor it and see how well we can make the experience a happy journey for them and convert them for a future engagement. I was going through an e-consultancy report, so which mentioned was that 77% of the customer have no relationship with the brand after the transaction is done. So it's not only for B2C, it's a normal phenomenon which can be identified. The customer will forget if their experience is not good with you. So if we say 77%, it's a number which shows that how important your customer experience is, because your advocate will only become if your customer experience has been in that way that they have been served at the point when they needed you, they have been provided with the support, they have a better life cycle where they are moving to a business. So I'll not make this discussion as a one-sided. Any time if we have any question, we can discuss in between. So I see there are people who are saying happy birthday, thank you. There is a quote which is given by Steve Jobs. I'll just mention because we all know it's being either an Apple or a product of Mark Zuckerberg or Facebook. These are the products which we actually never needed. These are the players in the market who came to us, told us, okay, this is what you require. So what he mentioned is in his quote was really very influencing. So get closer than ever to your customer so that you tell them what they needed before they realize it. So this is something which is very exciting, wherein you know your customer better than them. They know it themselves. So I'll not say that you know the in and out of it, but you know what they require, at what point of time it should be delivered to them, and how are you going to deliver it. So yes, that's an ideal problem which we see everywhere around, is customer deserves and demand a better experience. That's a very nominal demand of any customer that should happen, Evan, because being a business, if you are not able to make your customer happy, there is something lag which is happening. So the real problem is the interaction are disconnected, because there are different channels where a customer can reach you out. It can be a direct walk-in, it can be a Google search, it can be through your social media, it can be through your emailers, it can be through your mobile app. They have different channels where they can access you. If the interactions are disconnected and the communication what the customer is not getting what it is personalized for them, it becomes really difficult for a customer to build a trust with the brand. So that's an ideal problem which we see in most of the industry, because if we talk about B2B, people think that, okay, I do have a lead, I do have a good personal contact, I'll convert them and then we can work out well. It happens, but your contacts will not remain with the business forever, maybe. In the term of business line, your contact is somebody who is there in the system till the company is doing transaction with you. But that contact may go off, and if the company or the organization with a B2B company serving is not really happy with the experience what they are getting, it becomes really difficult for that industry as well. Customer don't respond to robotic marketing. So what I mean with robotic marketing is something which is a genuine post or a genuine comment which is not personalized to a specific set of the target audience. So it is really important for us to understand whom are we talking, how are we talking, and then what channel and what element are we going with. So wherein your representation, your content, your idea, your marketing strategy, everything work out together, and then project your business in front of that customer in more personalized way, then the acceptance level is always high. There are many organizations who does follow the practice of doing marketing, but the lag happens if the personalization is not done. Because let's say, if I'll put it as a very simple example, if I get 10 emails in a day, I would always open an email which says hi Vivek or dear Vivek, because it seems me more connected toward that particular organization. I feel that special. Okay, that company is knowing me and they're putting. That's a normal human behavior. We all want to get noticed. We all want our organization whom we are working with, that they should make us feel it is special. That small elements wherein companies push, okay, this is an offer which is just for you. Now, as soon as we receive that SMS or notification, we feel so excited and we start sharing with our people, with our friends. The more of personalization are adding into the element of the content, whatever you are pushing it out to your customer, it should be related to the business they are into. So I have a question from Rahul, wherein he asks how B2B marketing is changing. What is now the role of social media in it? Okay. So yeah, Rahul, marketing has never changed, Rahul. The channel has changed. I have a story which I wanted to share with you. We'll go back to the time when the barter system was there, when we had no money. We were still exchanging our products and surviving. Now, as soon as technology evolved, the currency came into the picture, we started selling up the products. So let's say there is a farmer who had some vegetables he wanted to sell off. So at that time, that seller was shouting at a certain area where the listener and the audience was a limited crowd. As soon as the business expanded, the crowd reach has to increase. That time we got a newspaper into picture, wherein we started publishing ourselves or marketing ourselves on newspapers. Gradually, when the consumption of the newspaper increased, then our consumption shifted to radio, when we got radio in our system. So we started marketing on that platform. So why we were doing it all this? We were doing it to make sure that our customer experience or the communication or any sort of engagement we want our customer to involve it started from the channels where they are into. So now same way, where is my customer now? The customer has shifted to digital front. Now he is accessible to mobile, he's accessible to internet, he's accessible to other channels. Now how can we increase that engagement? So we started promoting on that thing. Now your radio has turned into your Twitter, where you have limited amount of words where you talk about your experience and you want to know more about your customer experience. Your television, which was there, still it is there, but now you have a YouTube channel where you can talk more about your customer experience there and throw some knowledge with the audience, help them out to grow. So even if it is a B2B, social media is always a channel which actually affects a lot. So you have your Facebook, you have your LinkedIn, you have your Twitter, you have your Instagram. The only thing is that we need to figure out which target am I targeting. Am I writing more blogs? Is engaging C-level people? Or I'm writing what kind of content I am putting on? What is my communication going out? Social media is the reach is high, so it anyways gonna help lot in the customer experience. So I hope, Rahul, I have answered your question. So yeah, we were talking about more of a personalized communication to happen on. So yeah, the desired customer experience is personalized, more contextual, relevant, consistent across all the channels, wherein the life stages will change. Sometimes that lead will have more score, he'll get into your prospect level, wherein the communication or the personalization that will happen will be different. We all know that cost to acquire a new customer is always higher than to retain an existing one. So it is very important to understand what is the persona of your customer and what are the touch points. So when we say about persona is knowing your customer more in detail, what is their buying behavior, what all the channels they browse on more, what kind of content they consume, what kind of places they go on. So paying closer attention to your customer journey is a really very, very important aspect of knowing your customer. So when let's say we understand your customer, when you know what is his revenue metric, what is his purchase behavior, what are the social footprint he follows, then the company can anyways increase the customer experience by giving them the personalized communication going on. So I have a scenario wherein we have a same user with different information about her. So let's say option A, we get to know that, okay, this woman is age of 25 to 34. Her household income is near about 70K. Now, if we have more insight about a particular customer, we know her first child is maybe 5 months to 9 months old. You know what kind of product she will be looking for. When you know what demography she is into, then you know what kind of product we can push on, what kind of experience she may require to become a lead to a customer journey. We'll move on the customer journey decision making, wherein we have your 5 stages. The first is start with the awareness, wherein the customer don't know you, wherein we start promoting your business, start getting to know your customer, and your customer is getting to know you. So what business are you into, what business they are into, and how can you complement them with their requirements. And then it comes to an evaluation phase where they start evaluating your product or services. So evaluation phase is the most important stage of a customer journey, because this is the point where the customer makes a decision. Irrespective of the post and pre activities, the evaluation stage where the actual decision is taken, whether we have to go ahead with a particular brand or not, or should we look for other alternative or anything. Once the evaluation is done, the purchasing and the normal journey of the customer continues. But here not the experience stop. Post-purchase, the customer experience begin. As in, your customer will be sometime demanding, sometime he or she doesn't want any communication to happen from the brand, but it is more likely helping them with the kind of service you are into or the product which you have, to make sure that their experience with your organization or with your business is making them on the right path and they are not getting any thought of changing of their vendors. So these are the normal touch points which we thought of sharing with you. So in awareness stage, we have so many channels which can be very useful of. So you have your digital PR, you have your direct emailers, you have your Google AdWords, you have your print, social media, emailers. These all are the first engagement or the first impression of your organization to your leads or the customer whom you're targeting with. So when we talk about direct email, it is not of a push email, it is more of knowing what your customer is into and what are they actually looking for. Everything is correlated here. If we say PPC or advertising will only happen when you know what is the digital footprint of that customer. Where are they coming from and what are they looking at? If we talk about social media, same way it continues on. Now when we move to the next stage, wherein your evaluation start, your customers start consuming your content, customers start consuming your available products in the market, they evaluate, they look at the pricing, they look at the other available options, they look at the different vendors. There are the multiple stages where they'll start comparing. So evaluation is the stage wherein most important part of the customer journey is to help your customer evaluate as more as they can. The more evaluation is happening, the purchasing and the decision making is more effective. Evaluation will always help businesses to understand what a product can be improved on, because a bad experience or a good experience always gives a learning curve for any human or any businesses. Maybe today we are doing this webinar, maybe I may not be doing it very well, but I'm anyways giving a try. This is how we all try, because you want your customer to know and evaluate you. Maybe the first impression or the first engagement may not be correct, but there's always a scope where you know, okay, this is what I have done, this is what we can improve on, and that's how a learning experience for a customer also increase. Once the evaluation is done, your purchasing, uses, pre-purchase, advocacy all start begin with. Now these all will only happen if the experience after the purchasing of the product has been in that way that customer has really been utilizing your services very well, they have no flaws, they can promote you at a different network, because your customer is the king of any business. So let me go back to a question.
So Vivek, Arindam wants to know, he says that he is looking for clients for his BPO. So do you have any suggestions as to what kind of cold emails he should send?
Thanks, Anand. Very interesting question. For a BPO, it is more to connect to the right companies where they require support services. Now, when I talk about support, it can be your voice, it can be your technical. If you talk about a voice, the decision makers in the organizations are the C-level people, or the HR people who are in this industry. They know their customer, they know how to handle it. Now, that kind of communication what should go is in show as a portfolio that, okay, this is what we have worked on, this is how the customer has helped the businesses, what is our prior experience, and then how well is the equipped team is, because your support is something which is the primary aspect for all the businesses.
Shall we take another one, Vivek?
Yeah.
Okay, so Alok has a question. So he says, how do you do the analytics? Data set is one part and open and click rate, but what extra can be seen with regards to multi-channel?
Yes. So Alok, I'll put your question because anyways we'll cover that thing, wherein we'll talk about more of marketing automation and CRM tools, how they can help businesses, and what kind of leads or what kind of reports you can pick from there. We'll definitely get back to your question on that because we are covering that point.
Please go ahead then, Vivek.
Yeah. So for a customer experience, there are 7 steps which is very, very important. So first is understand the need, want, and the preferences of your target audience. Then build up an economic framework to understand and prioritize the sales. Then track the consumer behavior, customer behavior across the other channels. Once you know what is the behavior or the pattern, you can start developing nurturing campaign. You can start generating engagement campaign. Through your engagement campaign, you know what kind of roadmap or the channels your customer has come to you or your leads has come to you. So you get to collect a lot of data around there. So you have tools which always help you to collect the data. Once you have the data, that data will help you with a better customer-centric information, which will allow you to deploy workflow which says, okay, this should go on this particular day. So your workflow will help you with more of engagement with that particular customer. So first thing we have mentioned is understanding the need, want and preferences. First thing for a business is to understand, has my target audience preferences has changed? What was my touch point earlier? What is the touch point are they into right now? And apart from the price, what is the differentiating factor for my product or services? So this is a very basic question which helps businesses to understand what should be the preference, what is the need, and how well we can align the marketing into the service roadmap. Now, establishing the economic framework to understand, prioritize the impact of sales and marketing and your service decisions. So it is important to understand what is your distribution sales model, which all channels are there, which one you are gonna work on most. If you are running an offline or online tactics, which one is resulting more business to you? Let's say if I'm a business where my customer are not on digital front, what are the other channels which I have and then we can invest on? So it's very important to understand what is the economic framework where the investment should go on and what percentage we can put on one channel and should be other. It will again come when we give a try to one experience, one campaign. You get to know this campaign didn't work out. Maybe Facebook didn't turn traffic to me, or my offline event didn't generate business to me. So you get to compare what price have you invested at this channel and what price have you invested at the other channel. So that comparison metric can help you anyways to understand which one is generating me more ROI on that. Now, third term which we wanted to talk about is customer behavior pattern. It's very important to understand what behavior they experiencing with your brand. So any festival season or any relational factor, the business growth and the business monetary change sometimes. But that is not the only driving factor which will generate revenue to a business. It is always important to understand which season, which month, which location, which demography, what kind of engagement can be done to reach more customer segment and make the customer more profitable. So when your perspective become from the customer end, when you get to know that the customer eyes should be a representation of your brand. You see your brand is something different. What customers see your brand is the most important thing which we all want to keep in consideration. Fourth thing was develop a lead nurturing and a customer management plan for the target audience. So lead nurturing is something which all of us does, starting from the journey of collecting the database or getting into a good connection, bring up a contact. Then we start our communication from our end. The communication can go as an email, the communication can go as on social media or mobile app or a push notification or SMS, anything. So we have to figure out which customer wants what, how many time communication should go out from the company, what should be the communication channel, what are the critical touch points. So if we are clear with these are the questions, then setting up the experience will become very easier because you know what your customer wants and how many time you want to touch base. Then we get into customer-centric information architecture. So this is more of a data-driven approach. Now, let's say we have done so many campaigns, so many emailers, we get to collect open rate, we get to collect click rate. In Facebook, we get to see so many likes happening. In Twitter, we see so many followers. But how are we organizing our data? How are we using that data to actually know our customer more than what we were knowing? That time, the concept of lead scoring came into the picture, where in most of the marketing automation tool and CRM tools help you with that. But you start prioritizing your customers. You start giving them a score on base of their implicit and explicit behavior. Implicit behavior can be their age, their gender, their location. When we talk about implicit, it is more of engagement on your specific content. Let's say somebody landed to your website, how many seconds or how many minutes they spend on, what kind of blogs they downloaded, what kind of information they are looking at, what kind of services they are going for. So these all information will help you. Now you can rate on, okay, somebody who is a CEO or vice president of marketing coming to my website, getting into a white paper and downloading it, you get to understand what particular industry or what particular information that a particular person or a customer is looking out. So now you can easily prioritize, mark them a score. Based on the scoring, you can send out to your next communication, somebody who is engaged more with my content, I'll push some other content. If somebody is utilizing my service, the communication can be different. So this is what we're talking about, deploying of workflow. So on day one, there is a communication which has gone. So you cannot bug your customer or a lead every day. It is something which they need to come back to you when they have consumed your content and their experience with your brand. So if there is an inquiry which is happening, is the first email gone out? When is the first message gone out? What is my lead engagement campaign? You have to set up a proper workflow, which is mostly for your business, all the marketing campaigns, whatever you're planning. fix up a workflow, prioritize your lead score, and then start mapping your customer with the personalized content or personalized engagement. This will anyway make your customer experience always better than what they might be, or the lag is happening. So we have already spoken about optimizing the touch point. Let me go back and see if we have any question in between. So I have a question from Rohan. So Rohan has asked, what are the different communications which we can ask for a good and negative experience for our customer? Rohan, to say sorry to somebody will not affect a brand. That's a very normal thing which I feel as well. Because a bad experience, that person or the customer will go out, share their experience on social media, talk bad reviews, write bad things about you, which will again result a bad experience for other customers also. It's always good even if we have a good communication or a good experience, to send a appreciation or a thank you note. And if they have a bad experience, it's not bad to write apology or a apology content. That's an always encouraging for communication to happen. So we have another question, I'll take that. How to get to know which type of people are visiting our site and spend time, how to do segmentation. Okay. So Mali, now we have tools which helps you. You have Sales Cloud, you have Sales Marketing, Cloud Marketing, which helps you to track the footprint of your customer. I would not say that you can do a IP tracking and go back and get to know who the person came. But let's say if a lead is already existing in your CRM base, or you have already that database with you, you get to know that, okay, let's say Vivek is existing in my CRM database. If Vivek is opening this particular email, or he has landed on my particular page, you get to know that thing tracking with the help of automation tools. You get to know all these marketing insights. So we have tools which help that. Anyways, Leadsquared also has a wonderful feature of where you can see, set up a score for your leads, and you can see the engagement and try that.
So Vivek, there was a question earlier. Sampada wanted to know if search engine marketing ads or email campaigns, which was better to start with at an initial stage?
So Sampada, I'll answer that thing in a different way, because this is the main focus of any business, is to sell or to engage. Now, if you are talking about selling, how will your customer get to know? There are a million of websites which is developed every day. How will your customer get to know? If you are spending a lot on advertising, you have a big hoarding, or doing a lot of social media paid campaigns, that's always something which you can do. But if we see as a startup or a constraint of budget, so your organic things are the important aspect, because you cannot always expect a regular outcome from a paid campaign. Anyways, that is very important to do on. But to begin with, it's very important for a business to have a proper website, a proper communication going on, a proper searchability, wherein you know, okay, if these are the keywords which people will search about, my website is ranking somewhere. And these are the kind of content which people look for. These are the type of blogs which they look for. This should go on. Sampada, I guess I have answered your query. So search make your business discover more on Google. Search marketing will allow your customer to stay connected with their specific need. If let's say I require to plan for a holiday, I'll be typing a specific keyword. Now, which will show me a million website which is already offering the same services. Now, doing a proper SEO will help you to rank on top pages. It takes time. Organic things take anyways time. Like for a 6 month, a year, where your simple keyword is coming on the first page, takes time, because everybody is competing for the same place. You have only one page on the first page which has your 10 top search. All of us are fighting for the top first place. So it takes time. Like you have to invest more amount of time on your backlinking your website, making sure there is no flaws on the keywords settlement, or making a proper description of your website, giving a proper hashtag, putting proper site map, Robotox, JST, and those things. It's become really very important for a business to have a proper search engine. Moving ahead, so yeah, we spoke about the website presence. So website presence is not only about having a wonderful website or just having wonderful content going on. The website has become a new channel where the engagement is happening more. So how can we push the personalized content on the website? Now we have something called as a dynamic content functionality, which comes with a couple of marketing automation tools, which allow you to personalize your particular landing page content, wherein you know what your customers were looking for, and then you can push the same content which is only visible for him or the kind of audience which are searching for the particular thing. So pushing the right thing at the right time on the website also becomes a very important aspect of doing marketing. Now, we spoke about social media and very early stage, like more of personalized interaction with your social channels, with your customer plays a very important role. We need to understand what industry am I targeting, what vertical I am working with. Is my customer more on what channel of social media? We have Google Plus, you have LinkedIn, you have Facebook, you have Twitter, Insta. We need to understand what channel is actually soothing you, because you know your customer better than anybody else know it. As a business person or a business user, you get to know whom are you selling and what is your product mean for. So if you know whom are you selling, then you get to understand, okay, if I'm selling to a person who is an age group of 30, he stays in, let's say, Delhi and go for multiple shopping, he browse more of an e-commerce website, you get to know what kind of communication, what kind of social channels he will be available on. With the kind of buying behavior, with the kind of age group, with the kind of demography, let's say somebody posts it's like he is getting married. These all information, thanks to Facebook, anyways, we get to collect all these information and always help you to target your social campaign based on the behavior of the person, behavior of your customer. Now, there is something which is really very exciting to Google as in your advertising. Now, there are people who will search with a specific keyword. They'll remember it, but we all are humans. We will always remember the things which we see. So wherein your digital advertising has been now, has been taken into your keyword advertising, search advertising, what you call as, and then you have your display advertising. Now, display advertising will help your business users to remember or recollect the brand identity. So the content or the image or the pictures used in that particular communication will relate to your brand. Their experience when they get back to your website sometime other back, they'll remember you. There's some tools which comes with a functionality of retargeting. Anyways, Google also does that retargeting, but it is very, very good for the e-commerce business, wherein if somebody has come to your website, added your website in the cart, but they didn't buy it. So we all experience that we go on Flipkart, Amazon, and then we come back, we start seeing that particular product popping onto our screen. So a proper tool which is aligned there, which is actually helping you to understand what your customer was looking for, and then show them that particular product or the particular service where they can again look for and get it. So that will always increase your customer loyalty and your customer engagement with your business. Now, email is something which plays a very important role in the marketing journey. So email can be only evaluated on base of open rate and click rate. How an email is actually driving traffic to my business, how is actually engaging my customer. So let's say I'm a Vodafone user wherein I have a Vodafone number. You do a payment, you get an email, you still feel okay, the payment has been done. That's a normal experience which you get, because if that, let's say that email has not popped to you, you will again get into dilemma. Has my payment has been done or not? Did I get a confirmation message or not? So these are the small things which we actually notice for, as in put yourself as a consumer feed and see that we all want it. We all want a communication to happen from a business or a company wherein we are doing any transactions. So pushing the right communication or the right content through an email gives a trust factor, because we believe in written things. Most of the humans believe in the written things, wherein they want to see, okay, this is what we have done, this is what need to be done, this can be done, this is experience, this is what need to be shared, which will encourage your customer to build more loyalty towards a business. We spoke about automating the sales and marketing communication with different workflows.
Yeah, actually, there are a couple of questions coming in regarding what tools they should use. So before we go to that, Mukund has a question. So he's saying his customers are not in the digital media. So how would you track their pattern?
So Mukund, I'll not say that tracking of an offline channel is not possible, but up to a certain extent it is very much possible, because you can always keep up a survey or a feedback, or let's say somebody walks into your business premises, you can always ask him what was the source of the channel or how they get to know about your businesses. So we can always track that thing. And you have tools which helps you with SMS engagement also. So let's say we have Oracle tool which works on B2B segment like responses, wherein it helps you to get to know, okay, these are the number of SMS which we sent out, these are numbers of SMS which is open, and what was the deliverability rate, how can you see the metric for that. Now if you ask me like, okay, if I kept a hoarding, how will I measure the effectiveness of that particular person? So that would become really difficult thing. So hoarding can anyways give you a lot of traction, no doubt about it. But if you say that there's a metric to identify the number of conversion happening from it, it can be only done by surveys or a feedback question or a formal engagement or a direct communication. I am not very aware about any specific tool which helps you with that kind of engagement and that kind of traffic. But now, if we are advertising on television, your advertising TV advertisement can be anyway somehow figure out, okay, these are the timings when my ads were shown more. These are the times where the traffic on my particular channel was more. These are the metrics which helps you to identify your TV advertisement. If you're spending on newspaper, you get to know how many publications were sent out and which area you have sent. So if there's a helpline number, you always can count from the inbound call coming in. So there are again tools which will help you to track your inbound inquiries coming on. Yeah, I hope I have answered you.
If you guys have any follow-up questions, please do ask them. And there are more questions coming on the CRM and marketing automation front. So would you like to take those once you take that slide, Vivek?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I just kept all the channels and automation tools and CRM into one picture so that we can understand well how it works out. So there are plenty of touch points we spoke about. So we spoke about advertising, we spoke about direct emailer, we spoke about display advertising, we spoke about social media, just emailer, SEO, SMS, phone. Now these all are your touch point of your customer. Now where they will land, if you're talking about a digital channel or digital front, they all are going to land either on a particular landing page or a particular website link which you are linking it. Now, when you talk about a landing page is a micro page or a micro site which you create to promote a specific service or a product where you want your customer to directly land in, which has a form where you can collect more information. Now, there are tools like Oracle Eloqua, Leadsquared, HubSpot, Pardot. They all help you to understand and do a progressive profiling. Let's say you have asked this time somebody a question, what is their name and email ID. So next time they come back to your website, you know these basic question already. So let's say a message pops in and says, hey Vivek, I guess we missed this particular thing. Or you are asking them whether their preferences are of the content, or they're asking about their past experience. So that tools, that things can be anyways implemented on your landing pages on website. Now, once a person has come to you, you can see this website thing as in green color. So your prospect activity and your engagement activity start with. So somebody may download your content, or they may download your webinar, or now from all your channels, let's say if your display is working or social is working, they have landed on your website. Now it becomes important for a businesses to engage these visitors. How will you engage them? Will the engagement should be a blog? Should the engagement should be a video content? Should the engagement should be a emailer? So how will we get to know what kind of communication of the engagement should happen? That will only happen when you get to know what is the behavior and how are you tracking that behavior. So you implement a tool like Leadsquared or other marketing automation tools wherein they start scoring your activity. So every time a customer walks in or lands to your website, you give them a score. So somebody who is visiting your service page can be scored higher than somebody who is going to your career page, or somebody who is downloading a white paper can always be higher than somebody whose bounce rate is high, who is just coming and going back from your website. So it is always important that you prioritize the things, put into the numbers. Let's say if you want to rate somebody at a +20, +10, and based on a score, you can identify which one is a hot lead, which is a warm, which one is cold, and based on your segmentation or whatever behavior or stage you categorize the customer, you can build up a content journey or the content strategy there and start engaging your customer from there. So yeah, this is what we talk about: implicit behavior of the customer and nurture programs. So nurture program can be anything. It can be lead engagement. It can be for upselling or something. It can be for cross-selling. It can be, let's say, for a webinar or for an event or for let's say Christmas is coming or New Year is coming. So you can always put up on something like, let's say somebody who has opened my email has not clicked on this thing, or somebody who has not opened my email, should I change my subject name, or should I change the content? So A/B testing can always be configured and done at that stage. And once your prospect score is high, you can always consider them into as a qualified lead, what you call as in marketing and sales qualified leads, your MQL and SQLs, which goes into your CRM applications. So you have CRM applications like Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, and other tools are there. So it is, for a business, it is important to understand what is my marketing budget, whom I need to target, what all are my touch points, what tools can we invest on, and how effective and how efficient that tool is helping me to convert my customer experience. Then you can always do a lead prioritization, insight, and see your work, tasks, activities. Yeah, this is more about tool driven. So if you have any question, you can always send it to us on Twitter as well as on our mail ID. So this is what from our end. You can reach us at turnc.com, and here's my direct number where you can directly reach me up. Now, Shivani, we can take on the questions.
Yes. Please, can you give an example of an adaptive program?
So your adaptive program are more of a based on your customer experience, which they have already done with your business, or you know your or the customer whom you are targeting, and then you start your campaign built around them with their preferences, with their engagement, with the kind of consumption they will do with your businesses. So that is more of a building a circle wherein you can attract it by the social media, you can attract with your paid campaigns running parallelly, where you can attract with your email running parallelly. So everything works together as a 360 architecture, and you get to connect with the proper communication happening with all the source of channels, wherein the lag is not happening with your customer journey.
So Vivek, I'm going to hurry with the questions because it's past 4. So Ramesh wants to know the difference between a marketing qualified lead and a sales qualified lead.
So for a business, Ramesh, you're qualified. When do you consider any lead to be unqualified? So you always set a score. Okay, this is the time when you can hit a customer or push more or a project more. There are certain parameters or the certain metrics which we consider at a different stages of the customer journey. So let's say there's a score which has a customer come from different marketing channels, and you're getting it from there. So that these leads which has passed a certain score and their engagement is up to a certain level, that can always be a marketing qualified lead. And then when your first interaction or the communication has happened, or discussion is happening more of a sales driven, when your customers start talking more of monetary, start utilizing your service, start evaluating your product, it becomes more into your sales qualified lead. When your customer is into evaluation stage. Ramesh, I guess I answered you.
Yeah, he said thanks. So Narendra wants to know how video marketing can be used for creating awareness in education industry, and is this a better option than pictorial or text or a blog campaign? So is video generally a better option for education industry over a blog or something?
So yeah, Narendra, there is a question for this. This is really very well said. Yeah, video is something which all of us, even if we are browsing on our social channels, we'll definitely stop for at least 10 seconds and see what is moving, because we all love to see things which is moving, because pictorial content is anyways important, but your content representation can always go in a video format. That yeah, it is really very important for us in marketing, creating awareness. Now, if you talk about education industry, your target segment is a student, or your target segment is professors or lecturers, or more of people who are very much internet savvy. What they would love to see, and think from a human perspective, that they will also like to see something which is moving. as you like to see or as I like to see. So yeah, that will always help you out.
Another question from education industry by Abhilasha: how to analyze and engage a happy customer while being from the education industry?
Abhilasha, like we need to first understand what stage the customer is into. Has he already crossed my at evaluation stage, or has he already been purchased, or what has been the experience so far? So based on that stage of the customer, you can always analyze and engage them for their better happy experience with your organization.
Right. Okay. So I think we're almost 10 minutes past time. Those of you, please, if you have any more questions, you can write to us. My email ID shivani.roy@leadsquared.com. In fact, I have spoken to some of you as well to email me your specific requirements. And of course, you can get in touch with Vivek as well. He has shared his details. Maybe Vivek, you can take us back to the slide. Yeah. So you can connect with him there as well. Because yeah, it is 10 minutes past time. So Vivek, we shall end the session now, and you're most welcome to forward any questions to me, which I can then forward to Vivek. So thank you so much for taking the time and doing this for us, especially on your birthday. So yeah.
Thanks, Imani. Thank you everyone for your time and from your schedule.
Right.
Really enjoyed your questions. Yeah.
Okay, and yes, for those who are asking, the recording will be sent to you, and so will his presentation. I know a lot of you like that. So thank you so much, and happy holidays to everyone. Merry Christmas, and have a good New Year. Yeah, hope to see you all back next year. Yeah,
yeah. The customer experience for all of us.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. Okay, everyone, take care. Bye bye. See you.
Bye.